Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. This is Fair Deal. I want to say thank you to everyone who watched my previous video on palm kernel oil. Today we are going to be making some coconut oil, and so we'll get right into it. So today I'm going to be using 2 coconuts. The more coconut you use, the more oil you get. So we begin by splitting our coconut open, and you have to split them into smaller pieces such that you can handle it, and it's quite easy to take the meat out. Well, this is my first time making coconut oil, so let's see how we do. Carefully, there is a special tool, I think, for removing coconut meat, for taking the coconut out of the shell. I didn't have that. I had a knife, so I mean, you make do with what you have. But with this process, you have to be very careful so that you do not injure yourself. Well, sometimes the meat comes off easily, sometimes it gives you a little tough time, but it's just fine. Eventually we'll get the oil. So there we have it, the coconut meat separated from the shell and in smaller pieces. We are going to wash this clean, and then we'll begin to grate. I'm grating it. You know, all the time I say that blender lives matter. So I'm an advocate of blenders, and I think that they too deserve long life. So blending or grating the coconut makes it easier on your blender. So here we have the grated coconut. Next, we are going to transfer it into the blender, because we need the milk to get the oil. And so you pour a reasonable amount of water into your blender. Well, I put as much water as the coconut, and maybe just a little bit more, but it was just fine. It worked anyways. And by the way, I used warm water. So this is a coconut blend, and this is sieving time. This is, you can tell that this is an authentic, original, traditional colander. As a strainer, Infanti, we are friend of soy. And so we are going to separate the chaff from the milk, and you can see that the milk collects easily in the bowl, into the bowl. So we are straining the milk. Wash the blender. I didn't want one single droplet of milk stuck in the blender. I washed it thoroughly. Next, we are going to squeeze the milk out of the chaff. You do this manually. Squeeze every bit of it, but we are going to also preserve the flour, because of course we have plants. Coconut has so many uses. Every part of coconut is useful. And so this is our milk. Our chaff is separated. Or receive the milk with a finer cloth. I'm using this organza pouch I've been saving forever for this project. So as you can see, we have the residue trapped in the pouch. And you have to sieve your milk over and over again till you are left with no residue. So this is our milk, and we'll be getting ready for the next stage. So we are going to be fermenting this milk for about 2 to 3 days. So I'm going to pour it in this bowl, cover it, and set it aside. Just around the second day, it had started to foam. Bubbles were rising, and so I refrigerated it, and all the cats gathered, and then I transferred it into this rubber. You see all the cats are settling on top and the water is beneath. So we'll be sieving one more time. We'll be draining the water. We'll be left with a curd, and our curd contains the oil. We are draining all the water out now. It's completely drained. Now look at all that curd. Look at all that curd. Well, it's a fair amount for the coconut. I think it's a fair amount of curd, so oil actually. So this is our good old pan. I had already put it on fire, so it was quite hot. Immediately I poured the curd, it began to melt, as you can see. Oh, it was such a beautiful sight. We are taking all the curds from the rubber. So there we see it's still melting. So what we do next is we are going to send this right onto the fire. It's heating time. So we are going through all the stages. This is when it begins to boil. You see the oil beginning to show. The curd is reducing and the oil is coming out so pure, so white. Oh, it's so beautiful. So we are going to fry it till the curds are totally dry. In fact, when you squeeze the oil from the residue, you get this rattling sound. So this is the oil we got. I cooled it down a bit and then I drained it again with our famous organza pouch. So this residue gives you a rattling sound. It's an indicator that there is no moisture in your oil. And your oil will last long. So guys, finally we got our oil and I am so happy that this worked. I hope you try it too. I am so grateful that you have stuck with me all this while. Give it a try. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in my next video. I appreciate you. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Bye.